The Russian president announced the start of a new world order as he spoke to the expanding bloc, which is challenging the West. Brics members and their future partners believe this is what the growing bloc is for. The high-level meeting in Russia's Kazan city called for reform of international institutions that lead to greater representation of the global majority.
At the same time, we considered it important for the further effective functioning of the UN to adopt a structure to the realities of the 21st century, to expand the representation of the countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America in the Security Council and other key bodies, including those whose leaders are in this hall.
Putin also called on the United Nations to correct the historic injustice regarding the Middle East. He said the two-state solution was needed to break the vicious cycle of violence in the escalating crisis. And while leaders called for Palestine's admission to the UN as full member, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas expressed his hope that Brics could succeed where the UN and the West had failed.
The time has come for an end to injustice and relying on military force and prolonging the occupation. Therefore, we call on the countries of the world to implement the General Assembly's decision regarding the advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice and to oblige the occupation authorities to end their illegal presence on the land of the State of Palestine, with East Jerusalem as its capital within 1 year, as stipulated in its recommendations, and imposing sanctions on it in the event of its failure to comply, working with the United Nations and the concerned parties to hold an international peace conference. In this context, we rely greatly on the Brics countries, which have become an influential and decisive force in establishing the foundations of international peace and security.
Despite the adoption of the Kazan Declaration, analysts say it failed to be precise and to establish specific mechanisms for investment into developing economies.
So many countries with different religions, different parts of the world, different economic systems, now have to make a consensus in different topics. And it's really hard because before it was 5, before that it was 4, and it was still hard because some countries have difficulties between themselves. When you come to the platform of Brics, you have to speak about forgetting your problems between each other.
As host and chairperson, Vladimir Putin used the closing press conference to talk about Russia's readiness to restore ties with the West, provided its concerns are alleviated.
World leaders in Kazan agreed that Brics could be used to drive international economic growth with the introduction of new financial mechanisms. And whilst the processing of new members will take time, what is already apparent is that their combined global voice is already getting stronger and louder. Dasha Chernyshova, TRT World, Kazan, Russia.